What going on, Pimp? Give me some. Nah, I gotta come like low right there. Yeah, like that. What's going on, Pimp? Give me some. Appreciate you. All right, we got Work Tales from the Hood Part Two. And to be clear, I don't like work in an actual hood. It's just like a play on words from the movie Tales from the Hood, just in case you needed that. Now, this one is going to be another twofer because I believe the last one was a twofer or a threefer. But just to go ahead and get into things, this one took place at a Burger King. Let me lay out the scenario for you. Obviously, I was at work. That's kind of a precedent for this. But we were going to deliver some tires before we get on the road. It was me and my father. We stopped at a Burger King. I'm like, cool, play is hungry. Let me get something to eat. He sends me in with his card. As soon as I open the door to the Burger King, I get pincer maneuvered by two elements of piss. I've got the holding element that's keeping me in place, and then the maneuvering element that's flanking me. So that wasn't very great, and there's a reason for that, but we'll get there. So I'm waiting in line, and there's a woman at the register, and then a man standing off to the left. Clearly, they were homeless. Cool, whatever. Burger King serves homeless people. Great PR for them. Burger King, I'm doing you a favor, all right? For every negative, moist, critical has sent your way, I'll give you this positive, right? So I'm waiting there for a while, looking at what I want to order because normally I just don't go to Burger King for breakfast. But after a bit, I see somebody moving from the back, coming to the front, and then the words come out, no, 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 right? And she's pointing to the lady at the register. And I'm like, oh shit. So what's going on, right? Apparently, she's a regular at this Burger King and she got kicked out, right? But why? Why did she get kicked out? We'll get there. Hold the fuck on. Now, she gives a dirty look, right? The lady at the register who just got like kicked out is walking out while the manager of the Burger King, is on the phone like with the police, right? But no police are called because lady already left, dirty looking, all whatever, right? So, dude sitting over like on the left, he's just kind of standing and hovering by the counter. I asked him if he was in line, but he wasn't. So I step up to the register. Lady goes back, manager goes back into like the back area of the Burger King, and I don't know what she's doing back there. But then the homeless guy walks over to me, and he just starts like talking. He just starts talking, right? The one thing I can come away from that, the memory of the conversation, was he said, I may be homeless, but I'm still working. And I guess that's true. He wouldn't be alive if he didn't have any money to buy, like, I guess, like any food, but it's not enough money to afford like housing and I guess like the like lowest base of standard of living, right? So, which kind of like took me aback a little bit, and I was like, "What do you do?" And he was like, "Oh man, a little bit of everything, man. I do bricklaying, I do like this, and this." I don't remember everything he said, but he was saying he's just putting his portfolio out there. Unfortunately, I'm in no place to hire anybody. He didn't put an editor up there, so I can't use him at all. But besides the point, manager comes back out to take my order, and she just kind of starts talking about the situation. And a little prelude to that, as soon as I step up to the cash register, the smell of piss strengthens. And so the manager kind of drops the lore behind why that may be. And she said that the lady who she kicked out apparently peed on the floor at the grocery store across from the Burger King that we were in, which took me by surprise a little bit. I'd be like, why did you do that? Out of, like, I get that, maybe based on like your looks, if you look homeless and disheveled, I guess they might kick you out for that. But even if not, peeing in. Mom, I'm trying to record. I'm trying to record. That's fine. Being in a public place usually is what gets people on like a sex offenders registry, obviously, and you don't really want that. So if you had a choice to possibly spend the night in jail, which actually now that I'm thinking about it, if you do get a meal and a place to stay, and you're homeless, like shit, do what you got to do to live, right? So, but I guess like from my perspective at the time, it was like pee in public and go to prison or go to jail or whatever and get put on a list, or just find a spot in like the woods or something and do what you got to do. But that was the first story, the first tale from the hood I wanted to share. Now there's a second one, which I'm afraid isn't as long, but it is sudden. So, happened today actually. I'm inside the shop, not the shop, but inside the office, right at work, and I'm talking to the service manager, right, and the assistant manager, excuse me, of the shop that we're at, and we're just kind of like going back and forth. We were talking about like. I guess I'll just have to restart. I was at the shop, right? Or I was in the office. Oof. I was in the office at work, right? So I'm talking to the Christ, what's going on out there? Mike picks up everything. I was in the oh my god. So many slappy noises, so many snappy noises. I was in the office at work today, and I was talking to the service tech manager and then the assistant manager, and we were kind of going on about like I think it was like Disney rides, because my assistant manager was showing us the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, and it looked pretty cool. But all of a sudden, service tech manager is like, "Oh, look, he's pissing." I'm like, what? And a weird coincidence, both of these stories have to do with piss. But I look out there, right, and there's this guy walking down, and I think he has his hand like sort of in his junk area, but I didn't see. Apparently, it was like a half second, like the time it takes to perform instant transmission is all the time it took, and my service manager just apparently has the eyes of a lord and could see that. But I was like, what happened, right? And he says, well, we were talking, and then I look over and I see that guy, and I see him like with his hand down there. I see a little stream come out, and then he just keeps walking. So I'm like, he was pissing and walking at the same time? And he was like, yeah, I guess he was. I think he was also on the phone too. So he was just like calling his boy. He was like, yo, Trevor. Yeah. While walking this time. Pretty cool, right? Like he already freaking knows. But yeah, those are the work tales from the hood today. Augusta's a weird one. Weird place. Definitely haven't seen the things. You know what? Let me throw in a bonus track right quick, dog. I'm driving home from work, and this happened today as well. I'm going 45. I'm going the legal speed limit, right? And people around where I drive, dog, speed like crazy, at least 10 miles over. At least, dog. I got people riding me at every point throughout my drive. I swear. But there's an officer this time driving in like the same group of cars that I'm in. So I'm like, great. I can drive 45 miles an hour. I can drive the speed limit without feeling like Ghost Riders back there trying to. I shouldn't say that. But all of a sudden, I'm seeing freaking Lightning McQueen, the police officer, start swerving in between freaking lanes, and dude's going like a $150 down the freaking road. No sirens, no lights, nothing. Maybe there was an emergency and like he didn't turn on his lights. I don't know, but based on what I saw, dude just didn't want to sit there and wait and drive the speed limit like the rest of us. So he was like, no. He nearly ran a red too. The light was yellow and he just zoomed past it. And it was like red, as like right when he crossed it. And dude was going at least 60. At least he was zooming. And then you know what everybody else does behind him? Because now I don't have my protection anymore. I can't go 45, or well, I can go 45, but I'm going 45, and now everybody else can be like, oh, it's time to speed now. All three lanes. Everyone's going around me, freaking whatever. The threat of the police officer clearly is gone because he's also speeding. So like, hey, fuck it. Then what's the point? What's the point of a speed limit if they don't gotta follow it? I mean, I'm still gonna follow it because I know the day that I don't, I'm gonna get pulled over and fined for it. But yeah, those are your work tales from the hood. That's it.